Welcome folks, back to the Thermoquad carburetor. I got something a little special to show you on this one today. It's a little hidden feature that not too many people know about. Perhaps some that have worked on it might have discovered it, but I'll explain the scenario first off, and then we'll take this thing apart and show you where everything's hiding. Okay, so what the scenario is here is you're heading down the freeway, interstate, what have you, doing 60 miles an hour or more, but a very light throttle application, just enough to keep the car up to speed. The thing is when you're going at that speed, the vacuum is very high. That means that the choke pull-off will be pulled in here, and I've found the link for that that I was missing in the other videos, and that's what this is. It does the choke as well, but I've wired that so I can open this up and show you the secondary air valve. Okay, with vacuum being high, you're going 60 miles an hour or so faster. What will happen under high vacuum conditions, the secondary throttle plates may be open just a little bit to sustain that speed. Now with that open a little bit, you're going to have manifold vacuum drawing, but it hasn't the manifold signal, vacuum signal rather, has not dropped enough to let the choke pull off relax here and let the air door start to open. So what happens if they didn't address that situation? What would happen is it would be drawing at the bottom half, and this air valve would not be opening, creating a choke effect. And what would happen is you would be drawing more fuel than and hardly any air, and you'd have a really rich mixture. Gas mileage would suffer terribly, and you might even start fouling spark plugs. But the name of the game is economy. Okay, so the way they've worked their way around that and engineered it so that wouldn't happen and allowed the air door to open and let the choke pull off relax was they put a passageway in here, and I'll explain it as we go. You won't be able to see it on the video, but right in here, this little opening here, if you look down in there, probably with the magnifying glass would simplify things and make it larger, there's a little orifice in there, and it's only about a 32nd of an inch in diameter. It's very small. And what that does excuse me, is it connects up to here to the hose that leads to the choke pull off, and as well on the other side there's a channel that I'll show you once I get the float bowl off, and the air horn as well. So what I'll do now is disconnect the link, and we'll pull the thing apart in 3 sections. It's just a piece of copper wire I fabricated to put on here to hold things together so it wouldn't fall off while I was explaining it. Excuse me. Okay, I just have 2 screws retaining for today, so it won't take me forever to get all the screws off. Just 2 to hold it together so it wouldn't fall apart while I was flipping it over for you. There's one, and the other one kitty corner to that one. And hopefully this thing will come straight up and off. So here we've got the phenolic float bowl on there, center section. So what I'm going to do is, just like opening a book, I'm going to take this straight up, and I'm going to flip it over just like opening the page of a book to show you what's going on here. So remember, this black float bowl is upside down now. Grab a piece of chalk here and highlight this for you. There's from there, and on here there's a passageway here that's cast into the formed into the bottom of the float bowl. Now what happens, think of the letter Y. The bottom branch of the letter Y is underneath where I was showing you that little orifice was. Here's one branch where one of the Y's, the top of the letter Y would go into here, into the choke pull off, and the other part of the Y would go in a passageway inside here and come out this hole. And because of the way this is shaped, there's a bit of a trough that's shaped in this float bowl. Remember, this is upside down. That creates a tunnel, a little sort of a port, if you will, a channel for the air, the vacuum to act. So it's basically, with the float bowl on there, you've got this channel created, and it basically connects this hole here, these three at the Y, all the way around here and into this port. And what's that for, you say? Now here comes the part that a lot of people don't know about. With the secondary throttle plate closed, you can't see it, but there's a little hole, and it's not much more than a 32nd inch in diameter, very small. So I'm just going to crack the secondary throttle a little bit, and I've taken a felt pen and marked down, and the end of that arrow points to that little hole. I've got a little piece of bamboo or whatever here. There's the hole that goes down, and it points towards the hole that connects with that passageway. And what does that do, you say? Okay, with that totally closed, there's no effect. There is no vacuum coming through the secondaries at all. But the second you go in that 60 mile an hour plus, it opens a little bit. So what that does, it uncovers the hole, and it lets the manifold vacuum bleed off, so that your secondary air door can start opening. The choke pull off will start to relax, the linkage will get lengthened, and your air door will start to position itself so that you get some airflow and not a choke effect. Mileage will be much better, response will be better, and that's what that little channel's all about. Any of you that rebuilt one of these things, you will see this little passageway here in the bottom of the float bowl here. I've highlighted it with some chalk just to, hopefully the video will pick it up. So just before I close down here, I'll see if I can zoom in a bit. Oops, wrong way. There we go. Try once again and see if we can show you that that hole. There's the arrow. You can probably see it now. I'll try to center that up. If you set your computer monitor, your TV screen to full screen, you might even see it, but I've put a nice big black felt pen marking there. With the tip of that arrow is where the little hole is. See, when I close the secondary throttle valve, it disappears. You can't even see it from the other side. The edge of the secondary throttle plate covers that hole pretty much completely. Like I say, when you start to go, just when you got those secondary throttle plates open a little bit, it'll expose the hole, and then you'll bleed off the manifold vacuum, and then you can get those air doors opening, so you get a better fuel air mixture, one that the engine really needs for fuel economy. So that's basically what I've come up with for today. I hope that helps you out in some way. Like I say, a lot of people might not have known about that little engineering aspect of this carburetor. So, with all that said and done, take care, have a nice day, and bye for now.